Hello, and welcome back to Iraqi Dinar Hub. You might want to grab a seat because today's news is too big to scroll past. We're talking about a real shift, something that could dramatically impact every holder of Iraqi dinar, especially those holding the larger 30k denomination notes. Yes, it's true. Those same notes that many had stashed away are now reportedly being exchanged at higher than normal rates. It's not speculation anymore. It's real activity being reported from multiple sources. So whether you're a long-time believer or recently joined the community, this moment could be the breakout we've all been anticipating. Stick with me through this update. We're diving deep into the what, why, and what's next. Let's get straight to it. Major banks and verified currency exchange centers have begun processing 30k IQD notes at significantly improved rates for a select group of clients. This is not business as usual. This isn't the standard hand rate people have been stuck with for years. What's emerging is a potential revaluation testing ground, offering better value for these notes. And what's truly remarkable is that this isn't some secret channel anymore. It's leaking into everyday IQD holder discussions. What used to be dismissed as hype is turning into traceable movement in the real world. That suggests Iraq may be stepping into a new monetary phase. So what's driving this unexpected momentum? Many believe it's the result of Iraq's focused internal policy changes. For the better part of this year, the Iraqi government has made major strides toward dollarization, cutting off the use of US dollars and compelling commerce to switch to the dinar. From government contracts to civil service wages, everything is being anchored to IQD. This has rapidly accelerated demand for the dinar within the country. As local reliance on IQD increases, so does the currency's value proposition. This kind of monetary shift isn't theoretical, it's implementation in real time. And here's where the story gets even more interesting. Multiple reports from credible dinar holders suggest that exchange desks are now offering what are being called transitional rates. These are not global market rates, nor are they seen on your standard Forex app, but they are significantly higher than what we've known. That implies selective rollouts, perhaps trial phases taking place in collaboration with partner banks. The fact that these enhanced rates are even being offered supports a key idea. Iraq may be signaling that it's ready to give its currency a more accurate, stronger value going forward. Speculation is now circling around the possible introduction of a digital dinar. While no official confirmation has come from the CBI yet, insider chatter points to Iraq building the infrastructure for a digital currency framework. If true, this would explain why we're seeing favorable rates for physical 30k notes. It's likely that Iraq intends to phase out large denominations, while incentivizing early conversions. This model mirrors currency reform efforts in other nations, where transitional rates are introduced quietly to pull old notes out of circulation ahead of broader changes. The move rewards patience and loyalty while stabilizing future supply. So, why this approach? Control. Iraq is taking charge of its economy after decades of dependency on the US dollar and external influence. This shift is about reclaiming sovereignty economically and politically. With new leadership at the helm, stronger oil revenues, and enhanced security measures, Iraq has created conditions that make such a move possible. Reducing the dollar's footprint inside the country means less manipulation and more autonomy. Requiring everyone from street vendors to ministries to operate in IQD stimulates confidence and use of the national currency. That's the foundation of a revaluation process. And now, with exchange windows reportedly offering higher value for the 30k notes, that strategy seems to be producing visible results. But make no mistake, this didn't happen overnight. Iraq's financial transformation has been building for months. International observers, government regulators, and monetary institutions have been tracking Iraq's every step. Recently, the Central Bank of Syria removed the IQD from its regional rate chart. Is that a clerical error? Unlikely. Many interpret it as a pausa deliberate removal ahead of an incoming value update. It may be part of the wider regional coordination that includes restructured exchange terms. So, what does all of this mean for you, the average IQD holder with 30k notes and storage? It might not be time to sprint to the exchange window just yet, but it is time to watch more closely than ever. Look for trusted confirmations of transitional rates in your area. Be alert to growing availability of these offers. History teaches us that windows like this don't stay open forever. Once currency changes are officially launched, Governments often put a timer on redeeming large denominations. That's why this is not a drill. This is an important moment for strategic planning. Confidence is everything in currency value. For years, the IQD has been seen as unstable or speculative. But things are changing. Iraq isn't just talking about reform sets enforcing them. And when rules are matched by convenience, people adapt. Imagine an economy where you pay your rent, utilities, and groceries in dinars, not dollars. That's not imagination anymore. That's Iraq's reality today. The more people trust and use IQD in their daily lives, the more they reinforce its value. Over time, behavior turns into polysand, policy into valuation. That's how wealth is stored in national currencies. But let's also consider global perception. A country that successfully asserts control over its monetary system becomes attractive to international partners. When you see a nation curb inflation, demand IQD usage, and boost its exchange terms, investors start paying attention. They stop seeing risk and start seeing long-term potential. That opens the door for trade, joint ventures, and even international IQD reserves. The stronger Iraq's reputation becomes, the more demand there is for its currency, not just inside its borders, but globally. That's how true value multiplies across borders. Now, to address the skeptics in the room, it's valid to ask, why don't I see this new rate on Forex? And that's fair. But remember, every major revaluation in history has started with private adjustments, not public blasts. Banks test internal rates. Exchange windows operate behind closed doors. Governments evaluate policy before it goes public. So just because you can't see it on your mobile app doesn't mean it's not in motion. The smarter approach is to recognize patterns. Transitional phases always start discreetly, and by the time it's public, the early movers are already ahead. Another possibility worth exploring is Iraq's desire to clean up its monetary base. High denomination notes create logistical challenges and pose inflation risks during upward value shifts. That's why many countries, before major changes, offer better rates to incentivize early exchanges. This helps reduce large bills in circulation while maintaining orderly transitions. If Iraq is doing that now, it means we're in the first real stage of value restructuring. And if that's the case, being proactive, not reactive, could make all the difference when the next phase is publicly declared. So what should you do right now? Stay educated. Stay connected to verified IQD sources. Be on alert for announcements not just from forums or chat rooms, but from institutions and credible platforms. If you're holding 30K notes, this might be your time to start getting familiar with the safest ways to exchange them. Don't panic or rush, but definitely don't sleep on this either. This may be your window, and like any financial window, it won't stay open indefinitely. We may be entering the final stretch, and what you do now could shape your long-term outcome. But let's wrap it all up with this. This is not just another wave of chatter. This is policy. This is movement. This is change. For years, dinar holders have waited, researched, and remained hopeful. And now, we're beginning to see the signs that all that patience may finally pay off. The dollar restrictions, enforced IQD usage, rising buyback offers there, all pointing in the same direction. Iraq is seizing control of its financial path. And that means your IQD may soon carry the weight it was always meant to have. What was once called a dream may now become reality. Thanks for being part of Iraqi Dinar Hub. We'll be monitoring developments by the hour and bringing you the most trusted insights as they unfold. If you've heard about transitional rate offers, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Do you think this is the beginning of the revaluation? Or are you waiting for the CBI to confirm it directly? Either way, we're on this ride together. Keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and remember, real currency strength is built not just in rates, but in trust, structure, and belief. Until next time.